What's up, you guys? This is Brian with Retired at 40. It's been way too long since I've done a Traeger video, and I figured since I just moved to Iowa, the corn capital of the world, that I really need to do a corn video. So today we're doing Traeger smoked corn on the cob. So this time of year in Iowa, there's corn everywhere. There's people selling it on the side of the roads. It's all over in the grocery stores. For this recipe, all you're going to need is some corn on the cob. You're going to need some olive oil, or you can actually use coconut oil, which is what I'm using. Some homemade rub. I'll put a link down in the description for my video for the Traeger homemade rub. So my recipe, or I should say recipes, are going to have a few different twists in it because I'm going to give you 3 different ways to make this. And then we're also going to, unlike most recipes, we're not going to completely shuck the husk off. We're just going to peel it back because we're actually going to load it up with stuff and then we're going to put it back on. So all 3 versions of this corn, they're going to be done the same way. We're going to shuck the corn, or partially shuck it. We're going to cover it with olive oil. We're going to sprinkle it with just a bit of rub, and then after we get it on the grill and get it cooking, then we will kind of give it the 3 different versions. Okay, if you've never shucked corn before, I won't make fun of you. I'm just going to show you how to do it. So you're going to take just the outer layer of the husk, and you're just going to kind of peel it down like a banana, and we're just going to expose all the kernels of the corn. You don't want to rip it all the way off like I just did. You actually just want to peel it back as far as you can, and then we're going to take all of these stringy things off of here. Some people call it silk. So you can actually just brush it with your hand like this and most of it will come off. You can get in there and pick them off individually. Some people take a brush or a toothbrush and you can just rub it against there. Look at that Iowa perfection right there. And if you're a gardener, save all your corn husks for compost like I do. So here's what we're going for. No corn silk. You want your husk pulled back all the way to the end of the cob, but not pulled off. Then we're just gonna brush on some oil just on the outside. You want to coat it pretty good so it doesn't burn. And the great thing about this recipe is that you can put your own twist on it. You can make 1 corn on the cob, you can make 4, you can make 40. Or if something doesn't agree with your taste, just tweak the recipe just a little bit. Now that these are oiled up, I use coconut oil. You can use olive oil. I use coconut oil. That's actually what movie theaters use to pop their popcorn in, and that's what gives it kind of that coconut flavor. And after we get this all oiled, we're going to throw some of this homemade seasoning. I would definitely recommend checking out the video that I have on the seasoned salt. It's really simple, and it's kind of just my go-to rub. I pretty much put it on everything that goes onto the Traeger. Those are looking really good already. I'm going to head out to the Traeger and I'm going to put it on smoke. We're going to do smoke for 5 minutes. I know all Traegers are a little bit different. Mine is the older one, so you got to smoke for 5 minutes and then we'll go up to temperature. All right, let's get this rocking and rolling and then we'll go back inside and get this corn ready. While we're waiting for the Traeger to get up to temperature, we're just going to take these husks and we're going to fold them back over the corn, and we're going to make kind of a corn cocoon. And what that does is just keep all that moisture in there and all the flavor in there. And what I like to do is get this as sealed as you possibly can. And then I like to take the husk and kind of just twist it at the top like this. And it'll kind of keep those together. But I'll twist it like this and then I'll fold it over and I'll push it up to the back of the grill, and that just keeps everything from falling apart again. And now we want to take this up to high, which depending on which model you have, it will vary. Mine goes up to 450, which I think works good. This recipe seems like it works perfect every time on 450. And we're going to let this get up to temperature, which typically takes about 10 to 15 minutes. I mentioned earlier that we're going to do 3 different options on this. Our first option is just plain old salt and butter, which is very self-explanatory, but one of our family favorites is we add the butter and then we add a little sriracha to it. And you can also use, we like Frank's buffalo wing sauce, or really any kind of wing sauce. You mix it together and it just melts with that butter. You drizzle it on the corn and it's real amazing. And we thought it couldn't get any better than that until we discovered Mexican street corn. As that grill heats up, we've got plenty of time to make our crema sauce for the street corn. So you're gonna need some mayonnaise. You can use sour cream. You can also use Greek yogurt, chili powder, cumin, garlic powder. You need a fresh lime. You're supposed to use Cojita cheese, which is C-O-J-I-T-A cheese. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find, so really any kind of cheese that you prefer will work fine. And then you're gonna want some fresh cilantro as a garnish. We're gonna do our 1/4 cup of mayo. We're gonna do a 1/4 cup of sour cream, or the Greek yogurt if you're using the Greek yogurt. It's a little bit lower fat option. Next, we're doing a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, and then you need 1 to 2 cloves worth of garlic powder or minced garlic. You need 2 teaspoons of lime juice, 1/3 of a cup of the cheese of your choice. And then last, we've got our fresh cilantro. You can either add this into the mix or you can just put it on top as a garnish. I like to actually mix it all in there because it tends to stick to the corn a little bit better. And then we're just gonna mix this all together, and this is gonna go right onto our hot corn off the grill. I'm gonna throw this in the fridge, and then we're gonna go check on the grill. So perfect timing, the grill's hot now. We're gonna throw these on for 25 to 30 minutes and we should be good to go. Just a little pro tip for you. You wanna make sure that there's a piece of husk that meets the grate so the grate is not directly contacting the corn. All right, let's see how these are doing. They've been on for about a half an hour. And I've got my tester here, my good old fork. They look really, really good. So one of the best parts about this is once this is done, you just fold this husk back again, and it makes a nice little handle for you. And it makes a really good presentation. Let's go make these even better. So there's our finished product. We've got just plain old butter and salt. The salt's already on there. So you just take a stick of butter, wipe it on there. Option 2 is my personal favorite. And that's just some butter, and then you're gonna drizzle some sriracha, some wing sauce on there, mix it around. And then option 3 is our Mexican street corn. You're gonna take our concoction here, the crema sauce. You're just gonna lather this up, and that looks good enough to eat. All right, well that's it for me today. I hope you enjoy your corn. I hope everyone's happy and healthy and staying safe. In the meantime, this is Retired at 40. Remember to live life simple, and we'll catch you next week.